Would you like to lack nothing where your garden is perfect and complete? Well, welcome to the Joyful Gardener. Today, I'm going to share with you some tips on what not to do in your garden. So come along with me. What do you want, Quincy Quince? You want to come to the garden? You want to come to the garden? Okay. So these tips I'm going to share with you are personal to me. I'm just sharing them in case they are helpful to you. They are in no specific order. Also, I'm doing this as an impromptu video. If you don't know, I prefer to do like a little cheat sheet when I do my videos, and the reason why is because I get distracted real easily, and you'll probably see some of that in this video. So one tip um, I would say is to try things out, whether you're not sure if you're going to like them or not, give them a try. So for me, for example, I'm going to try this weed barrier. Now I'm going to do an entire video on weed barriers specifically, so that is to come. But I really do like the green grass in between my beds. I think it's more pretty and it's beautiful. I think it's more aesthetic to the eyes. However, time is of the essence for me these days. So I'm trying to figure out what are ways in my garden that I can cut things out or back that would allow me and yield more time. And right now, with the summer, I'm just walking around in my garden. This bed's going to have peanuts in it soon. Look at those marigolds. Aren't they pretty? Oh man, I got some sort of a spider mite on my phone. Um, so time is important to me, and I just don't have a lot of time lately. So I'm trying to figure things out on how to produce more time, which means that I got to make some changes. Change is inevitable. Another tip I would share with you is to not leave things unattended. Sounds so silly in a garden. But don't leave things dead. This is a do as I say, not as I do moment, I guess. The reason why is because this will attract things that you don't want to be attracting. So these are obviously my sunflowers and I need to tend to them. I have them here because I want the pollinators, but you can see the leaves are yellow. Obviously they're dead. If you don't know, because I was having a conversation yesterday, people were asking me, why am I growing sunflowers? Well, I want to eat them. Pretty simple. When I was younger, my brother played baseball, and we used to get sunflowers at the baseball field. So they kind of have a little bit of a special memory for me. One other tip I would share with you is to, obviously harvest. So this zinnia is ready to harvest. See, it's got the 2 leaves, 1, 2, and I can cut this baby and bring it on in. Aren't these beautiful? The yellow here, and then it fades out. Isn't that pretty? So harvest your flowers, so that way they'll continue to grow. They'll actually get taller, these ones. But the other tip I would say is to know what you're growing. So for example, I forgot to write down the name of this beauty, and obviously I know it's a dwarf and I know it's a zinnia. Oh Lord, look at that. Um, but I didn't write it down on a map. I chaos garden, if you will. And so that'd be another tip. Like, what is it that you're growing? What is it here that was in the middle of the bed? I don't know. Life kind of got to us this year. I had a lot of goals, gardening goals this year, and a lot of them got achieved. So my big one was to get my garden set. And I think I did a pretty good job at what I refer to as setting up the garden. But life did get to us the last 90 days. And if this was a good word picture of how our life has been, yeah, this would be about right. We do own a lawnmower. We actually have a really nice one. But yeah, life definitely got to us on multiple subjects. And the garden, kind of stepped aside, if you will. I didn't get to do as much as I wanted. Only grow things that you would eat. So for me, for example, you can see this basil is already flowering, so it's probably not going to taste as good. But I, again, like I just mentioned, wanted to do a lot of things this year. One of them was to grow basil so I can make a big harvest and have a lot of pesto. I love pesto. It smells amazing. I wish there was smell-o-vision so you could see and smell this. But I really wanted to make some pesto this year, and that didn't happen. So a tip I would have is to make sure that you have the time for things that you plant. And that obviously takes time to think about what you're planting, how you're planting it, what you're going to use it for, things like that. Do you have the supplies to harvest it? Do you have the things in the kitchen, the tools and resources that you need to be able to make that food item? So that would be another tip. Tend to your basil, tend to your harvest and crop, so that way you can enjoy it with your family. Another tip I would share, so these are my tomatoes, and you can see this trellis. See, I got to tend to these, they're dead. This trellis is probably about 5 feet tall, and I love this idea. It has worked well for me. This is a PVC pipe with a, has an end cap on it right here. And then, I got this off of Amazon. This is actually conduit pipe. I got this from Home Depot. And then obviously T-post stakes. These are 6 feet, so when you drill them in the ground, they'll end up being about 5 feet. Or it should be about 5 feet, but mine aren't. But anyways, so a tip I would have is to go around and see what's needed in the garden for the next season. So I know that this system needs to be tended to. And I also know that because my tomatoes that I'm planting are growing beyond that. And you can see because of the heat, I imagine, I don't have any good flowers on this. Now, I did attempt to put up a shade cloth this year, and it was a huge epic fail. So the reason why I wanted to do the shade cloth was for my tomatoes, because as you can see, the heat does not allow them to produce many flowers. It stunts the growth of that tomato. I think these are better boys, like a slicing tomato. But the shade cloth is something that I've never done before, and the reason why is because when you go by a tomato field, you don't see shade cloth. But they also plant their tomatoes when they should. So that's an argument that some people have, is to shade or not to shade. I don't know. Would the real Slim Shady please stand up? I was going to do a shade cloth video, and like I said, time just is so important to me these days, and I kind of stink at managing time. But anyway, so that's another tip, is to maybe consider a shade cloth, so that way your tomatoes will grow and continue to do. Oh, look at that. Okay, if you don't know what an aphid is, look at that. Come on, focus. The thing I hate the most. These things are so gross. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to do it on camera. It's so nasty. They have like these hard shells, and I try to pinch them and kill them. So tend to your garden, manage your time, and yeah. So I guess I got to do it this way. I was doing it like this earlier, and I'm like, oh, on camera you can't see that. So I guess that would be something else in your garden if you're going to do videos. Learn how to work your little selfie stick. Sorry if it's been funky angles. This is just me. You know what I mean? My authentic self. So it's because I'm holding it off to the side of my hip. Anyways, another tip I would say to you is when you order a replenishment of something that didn't work for you. So we planted carrots this year. They did not grow well. So I called the company and said, hey, these didn't grow well. Well, I replanted them, and here they are. But it is way too late for these babies. So, okay, so if you don't know how to do a carrot, see that? There's no shoulder there. I don't know if you can really see that. See, there's no shoulder here, and there's no shoulder in that one. And this one. So I would leave those. I pulled these because I could see the shoulder. And you could actually see now that I pulled it from here up was the shoulder, and here down is going to be probably the better part. For rainbow carrots, I've learned that my husband likes the white ones, I believe. I just prefer the orange ones, and the purple ones aren't too bad. But I probably won't do rainbow carrots next year. I'll just probably do basic Danvers. So, anyways, okay. So something else I would recommend in your garden is sunscreen. Now, this is not sponsored, although if I have anyone that's willing to sponsor this video or future videos, I'm definitely open to it. But my favorite sunscreen is the Mary Kay sunscreen. Now, this is an SPF of 50. So this is what this looks like, if you can see that. And what it says is it helps prevent sunburn if used as directed with other sun protection measures, decreases the risk of skin cancer and early skin aging caused by the sun. So I don't know about you, but I don't like wrinkled, saggy skin. Maybe maybe you're okay with it, but I will definitely use sunblock so I can always look as young as possible, as long as possible. And then also, of course, nobody wants cancer. Cancer is horrible. We've walked through it several times with my husband. So you definitely want to prevent yourself with that. Now, I know that a lot of people like to use the Coppertone here, this Coppertone, but it does have the spray on it. But this is only an SPF of 15, whereas this is 50. So the thing that I don't care for about the Coppertone, number one, when you are around somebody who sprays it and you're on the opposite side of them, well, guess what? You get it in your mouth and in your eyes. People just don't have like social awareness. I don't understand it. If I was spraying this and somebody was near me, I would make sure that I wasn't spraying it in the wind direction so that way somebody else would get it. But anyways, I digress. So when you use, so that's one thing I don't like is that people just don't have the social awareness. But the second thing is that when you spray it, you've got to still rub it in. So for me, if I'm going to be rubbing something in, I might as well use one of these kinds of creams. Something else that I would recommend out in your garden that you make sure you don't go without is actually an insect repellent. So I'm currently using this one, this Repel one. And this one actually says that it repels mosquitoes that may transmit the Zika, West Nile, and Chickamauga viruses. It does have DEET in it. And I do prefer a more natural approach to some things, not all things, but to some things. So if you know of anything that's more natural for a insect repellent, please let me know in the comments. So definitely always wear your sunblock and then an insect repellent as well, because insects carry things and we're just an innocent bystander if we end up contracting something like that. And nobody wants that. So that's my little take on these two things, or two subjects, is the insect repellent and then a good sunblock. And then probably my last tip, I really enjoy these solar panel lights. They are from Vigo Garden, and they just, you know what a solar panel is. And I just plant them here. And at nighttime, when I walk the garden, obviously I can see. They are quite expensive though, so I don't know if I'll buy them again, but wait till Christmas time and or the holiday season rather. I think last year I got them an 8-pack for like $60, which is quite expensive for a stinking solar panel, But they are pretty. They attach beautifully to the garden. So that would be another tip maybe I would give, is to get some solar panels so you can see at night. And I guess a last couple of things I'll say. As you know, I sit in this chair. I get that chair. It's a GCI chair. I'm trying to remember. It's not a Dick's. Oh man, where's that place in Orlando? Anyways, we like these chairs because they're rockers and they're comfortable. They're also like an extra wide seat. If you have hips and a booty, you definitely need an extra wide seat. So don't leave your chair outside in the rain, especially when you pay good money for a chair. I did that. It's drying out. So don't leave your chair out in the rain. The other thing is that try real hard to tend to what you harvest. As you can see, I harvested that this week, and it's still there, and it's going to attract things that I don't want it attracting. But here are my sweet potatoes. I've got a video coming for sweet potatoes, but these are the purple ones, and then these are the Bogard ones. I think that's a nightshade. I'm not really sure, but it's starting to look like a nightshade plant that I can yank out and send to plant heaven. So anyway, so that's another tip. Oh, here's another tip. As you can see, I wanted to, this is so gross. I wanted to grow these onions because I had harvested them and didn't obviously tend to them. I think there's a theme in this video. And that's a wrap, folks. You know what to do. Let's keep it moving. Like, share, and subscribe. Share this with your friends and comment below and tell me what are some personal tips that are special to you that you would not do in your own garden. So I guess as Bugs Bunny would say, that's all, folks.